Hey, what's up guys, it's Disturbed, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my god roll M1A, and I'm just going to be talking about why that I think it's a god roll, which talents that you should look for when trying to get an M1A, and how you should get one. Now before making this video, I was actually thinking of making a guide on how to maximize your DPS with an M1A, so if you guys would be interested in that, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, let's get right into it. So as you can see, this is my M1A. Yes, I know it's a classic M1A, and the best M1A to get is a first wave M1A, but it's still amazing regardless of the fact that I can't really put a grip on it. So to start off, I have 166 for headshot damage, which is pretty lucky because I think the max is 170%, so that's a pretty good roll on that. And then for the first talent, I have Vicious, which is probably the worst talent out of the three that I have, but it actually is still a great talent. And what Vicious does is it increases my crit chance while I'm at full health. This is especially helpful when using an M1A because your crit chance is generally lower for not having the built-in crit chance like an SMG does, and having that extra crit is just awesome and lets me do a bunch more damage. But it's not always reliable because if you're not at full health, you know, you're not benefiting from it. But when you are at full health, it's just a huge buff. Now for the second talent, we have Capable, which I actually made a separate video on. I'll link it in the description, but basically this talent is just like the new Balanced, and it just makes your gun have very low reticle bloom after using a skill, allowing you to shoot much more rapidly and increasing your damage drastically. And for the last talent, I have Brutal, which increases my headshot damage by 25%. Brutal is probably the best talent you can get because generally speaking most of your shots are going to be headshots, so making you do like 25% more damage is just an insane DPS increase. Now you might say this isn't a god roll, something like Brutal, Deadly, Fierce would be a god roll or something else. What I have to say to that is that Capable is easily better than something like Fierce or Deadly because being able to shoot much more rapidly actually increases your DPS by like 2 times as much. And if you want to know why, feel free to watch my video talking about the talent if you just want, some more in-depth information about it. And also, the chances of me getting Brutal, Capable, and Fierce, or whatever you perceive to be a god roll, is so astronomically low that I seriously have a better chance of a refrigerator dropping on me through my house. The chances of me getting just 2 of the talents, just 2 of the talents that I want on a gun, my bad, is a 0.18% chance. There are 34 weapon talents. You can go do the math if you're that inclined to. And just the fact that I was able to get one with Brutal, Capable, and 166% headshot damage, and a third talent that is actually pretty good, is just insanely lucky. So I consider this a god roll, at least to me, because I just got so damn lucky with the talents and the rolls on it. Now while we're on the topic of talents, which talents should you look for when trying to get an M1A? As I've said before, I think the 2 best talents you can possibly get are Brutal and Capable, but here are a few other talents that I think are pretty good as well. Keep in mind these are actually in no particular order, and I'm not going to read out each one and why they're good because that would just take forever, so I'll put a link to a list of all of the talents in the description, so if you don't know them, feel free to check that out. So first off, we have Deadly, next is Fierce, but make sure there's a third talent if you get it so that you're not like stacking electronics. Prepared is really good, Destructive is great, Adept is nice, Intense and Toxic are pretty good for CCing people, getting them on fire and blinding them and stuff. Stable is pretty decent, it's okay, and Predatory is actually godly if it's a third talent because you can just get to full health instantly when using it. Now in terms of what you should look for your M1A, just try to get one with a good headshot damage percentage with Brutal and maybe one of those talents that I mentioned, or Capable in one of those talents that I mentioned. It might be pretty hard, but as long as it has Brutal or Capable with a good headshot percentage, you should be pretty set. Now moving on to the topic of how do you get one. Honestly, I have really no idea. I got mine from doing Falcon Lost Challenge mode and it just happened to drop from the boss. But there are many ways you can get one. You can get one from farming in the Dark Zone. You can wait until the blueprint comes out and buy it and try to craft a really good one. You can farm certain bosses that are known to drop M1As, etc. Honestly, I think that it's just all RNG and luck, and I was just super lucky to get the one that I have. And if there was one best way to get one, I would say that crafting is your best bet, and you have like a higher chance of actually getting it because M1As don't drop that frequently in the Dark Zone and stuff, so crafting them is your most reliable way of actually getting one. But a lot of people don't have that blueprint, so I could see how that would be kind of a pain in the ass. But anyways guys, that's going to be it for me today. Again, if you're interested in me making a video talking about how to maximize your DPS with an M1A, comment below and I'll start to working on that video. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe for videos similar to this one. I'll see you later guys.